is having this dynamically. We want to set the source depending on the location that the user is. So how can we set the how can we set an attribute of any element? I just want to set the attribute of I just want to set the source attribute from the image element. How can I do this? Cool. So I have a script. I'm going to query selector that image, and I want to set the source. I'll just set the source to empty. What this is going to do? I had a map, but I'm overriding that, and now my source is empty. Okay? So I'll just copy this. I'll leave it empty. So now we have image. So we're just setting an attribute. There is nothing new here. Nothing new. You already know this. You know how to set an attribute for an element. That's it. So we have the same result of what we had. Same stuff. What are the other ways that we can create an image?
Was that fast? Like if you go to your timeline tab and move in developer, would it show that it's like OPL or something?
This is just setting an attribute. It's extremely fast. Yeah. What takes a while is to fetch your position. This is where it takes a while. So we can see that it's instant. Cool. There are other ways that we can create objects, create elements and set stuff, right? Like I don't want this tag that doesn't have alt and doesn't have source here. This is a tag that doesn't have any meaning at all. So I'll just create that using code. Var image equals new image. So I'm using the constructor over here. Image.alt map, my map, image.source. And I get this. And once I have this object, I can just include this on my body, for example. Does this make sense? So I'm doing the exact same thing. There's nothing new here. The output is going to be the same. An image with an alt and a source attribute, and I'm just setting those attributes.
Zena, why did you go, like what, so the line 9, like if I was going to create an image, I'd say var image equals document.create element image, but I guess that's just 2 rows in the same place.
Exactly.
And image is a function method associated with image object. It's just a constructor.
Exactly. It's just a different constructor. So this is another way that you could accomplish this. But now, since this isn't an object, I'll need to use inner HTML instead of. That'll work?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me just try it out. Let me try inner HTML because I want to check one thing. No, yeah, that's an image object. okay? There's nothing new here. We are creating an element, we are setting attributes, and we are appending on our body. Okay, but I don't want this position. I don't want this latitude, and I don't want this longitude. I want those values to come from the user. So we can check it out, the Geolocation API. Let me go back to the slides. So I have this navigator.geolocation object, and I have this other one, navigator.geolocation.getCurrentPosition. So just call that and see what happens. Navigator.geolocation.getCurrentPosition. This is a function. If I try to run this, I'll get an error. No, it's not doing anything. If I try to run this as a function, it failed to execute because there's one argument required, but there was no argument present. And the argument that I can just have it here, this can be the function name, so on success or like position, loaded, whatever name you want to give, and then have a different function that will receive this value. And you have this value over here. Or you can just have an anonymous function. If you have that package installed on Sublime, AFN, no, the console log is only for debugging. You never need console.log. So let's check this out. This is not working. Any idea why it's not working? So now I got this new object on my console. Let me check this out. So I have the timestamp. It's when I fetched this information, when I got the result of this information. I got chords, which tells me the accuracy of this. This doesn't have the best accuracy in the world, but it's good enough. You have altitude with no heading, no, but you have latitude and longitude. So if we access my event.chords.latitude, we're going to get this value. So let's do this. Chords.latitude, longitude. I have both information. So what do I need to do now?
Put the string together.
Just put,
pull it apart. And
What happens if you take out chords? Because I tried that and it gave me a different location. Just
what?
if you just do e.latitude, e.longitude,
If you do a console log on E,
Oh,
you'll see the chords is necessary.
you're just accessing that object.
oh, I see.
So we got this too. So now we just need to move that piece of code here, because that's where we have the position. And now it's just a matter of concatenating it. So just get this out of here, and then replace this information with this. Does this make sense?
It does now.
Does now.
Does now.
We zoom to 19, but get pretty close to where we are.
So now we can add markers and other things. So we can actually show it on the map.
Mm-hmm. So if we load this on our browser, what's going to happen? It's going to show my position. I'm just going to improve this. I want zoom in a little bit, 15, just a little bit more, 18. Don't know if we're in the right place, but I'm assuming we are here, right? Something like this. There are a couple things that we could do to improve this experience. It takes a little bit to load, so we could put some loading and then removing that once we have that. So we can have a loading message, and when it shows, we can just remove that. So Daniel, what else we can do to improve this map? Instead of center,
Instead of center, you can use markers.
if we take a look in the Google Maps API, you're going to see that instead of center, we could use markers. And now it's going to tell me exactly what I am, and it's going to show a marker. Now it's just a matter of checking out the Google API, seeing what's available over there, what are the, like, all the stuff that you can check this out. And that's pretty much it, what we need to do. This is like 7 lines of code. We can get the user position.
That's amazing. I really appreciate like how clean and lean you make your code, man. How simple it is.
And now we have like 5 minutes. I'm just gonna do that hacking that I told you before. So let's create this, and I'm gonna create a style tag. And here's the crazy part. If I'm gonna like have a rule like background red. Okay, no big deal. If I open this, background is red. But what if I turn my style to display block? It's gonna show me all the information that I have here. Let me make it more readable. Awesome, right?
Why is it doing that again?
No, I'm just playing. I'm not doing anything here.
Tell me why display block makes it show the code?
Because display block makes this thing as a block, and then it shows the content. That's how the browser works.
Normally it's display that. Oh, you made the style display block.
And we can make it the syntax, like we don't want as a single line. We can use white space, free, and then we have proper indentation. And now comes the magic. If we just put this as content editable, we can actually focus on this and change the background. Yeah, the browser is a crazy environment. That's for sure. Cool? Let's have lunch and get back.